Here, which we visited Disney World or Disney World.
Good afternoon, KUNA, and thank you for another amazing day of debate. This is our final General Assembly of this conference. And for those of you who have been with us all season, maybe you're an advisor or a volunteer or a staff member, this is our last General Assembly of the KUNA season. So it is indeed a bittersweet moment for us all, but I'll say very light on the bitter, extra heavy on the sweet. We're just really excited that we've got some more KUNA to go in this General Assembly. You've been hearing from them all conference, but we wanted to reintroduce you presiding officers one more time, just to remind you who they are. So first up, we've got your Security Council presidents, Catherine Schilder, Chakrapani Goodla Valetti, and Jimmy Anderson. Give it up for your Security Council president. Next up, we have your presidents of the UN General Assembly, Ava Martin, Connor Price, and Ella Ray Miller. And finally, your Secretaries General, Felix Rogers, Azita Akrami, and Oliver Guthrie. You'll be hearing more from these officers as this General Assembly proceeds. But before we get started, one note: once you are finished with KUNA at some point in time within the next week or so, please check your email for a post-conference survey from the Y staff. We do take your feedback seriously and try to incorporate your suggestions on how to improve your conference experience. But we can only do that if you use your voice to let us know how we can make this better together. All right, so I'm going to pass it to your Secretaries General for their Secretaries General's Choice Resolution.
All right, so this year we've had the opportunity to hear from so many passionate resolution sponsors throughout this conference. And we've learned a lot about the issues the people of their countries face, as well as how the people of their countries respond to those issues. With that being said, there are a select few resolutions that we've chosen to endorse based on how they align with our agenda as Secretaries General. These resolutions are as follows. Alrighty, I'm not going to make you guys clap because last time that was just awkward. So instead, just, silently celebrate them, I guess. Okay, so here we go. Oldham County Middle School, representing Ethiopia, resolution number 30. Villa Madonna Academy, representing Singapore, resolution number 25. Auburn Elementary School, representing Jamaica, resolution number 15. Mazik Middle School, representing India, resolution number 13. Louisville Collegiate Middle School, representing Republic of Korea, resolution number 22. No Middle School, representing France, resolution number 9. Scott County Middle School, representing Australia, resolution number 1. Community Montessori School, representing Haiti, resolution number 12. St. Albert the Great School, representing Venezuela, resolution number 29. Scott County Middle School, representing Mongolia, resolution number 18. Mazik Middle School, representing Morocco, resolution number 19. North Oldham Middle School, representing Finland, resolution number 8. Capital Day School, representing Fiji, resolution number 7. Mazik Middle School, representing Luxembourg, resolution number 17. No Middle School, representing Italy, resolution number 14. Beechwood Middle School, representing Belgium, resolution number 3. And finally, Anchorage Public Elementary School, representing South Africa, resolution number 26. Woo! Now I believe I'll be handing this over to Felix.
Yes. Out of all of those, there was one resolution at this conference that really stood out as being incredibly well thought out and inspiring of excellent debate. This Secretaries General's Choice resolution will have the opportunity to be debated once more in this final General Assembly. The Secretary General's Choice resolution is Resolution 25, Villamadonna Academy, representing Singapore, enact to restrict fossil fuel spending.
Congratulations to these resolution sponsors and to all resolution sponsors at this assembly. We will continue debating the Secretary General's Choice Resolution in this closing assembly following our international stage performances. As with our past General Assembly debates, if you would like to participate, please fill out the General Assembly Debate Speaking Request form. I'll now pass it over to your Pratunga for this year's international stage.
Hello, guys. Just as we open this conference with this celebration of the many cultures represented here, we'd like to begin this closing ceremony with another celebration. Each year, schools submit applications to present in our international stage. These applications are reviewed by the World Affairs Council, and the performances that best and most accurately honor the culture of the country of origin perform in front of this assembly.
This year, we were able to see even more types of international stage performances since we are accepting video submissions. Students had more open creative guidelines with these pieces to accommodate a virtual space. You'll see song, dance, and important stories. So, without further ado, let's begin.
Today, we will be performing a traditional Australian welcome dance, the Karabare. In Mongolia, the biology dance plays a significant role in family and community celebrations. It is a way for the Mongolian people to express pride in their ethnicity, promote family unity, and an understanding among the different ethnic groups. Ceremonies and dances also play an important role in Australian Aboriginal culture. Ceremonies are still performed in parts of Australia today in order to ensure a plentiful supply of food. The Korabere is a participatory public dance and song that represents more than entertainment. It is a celebration of Australian Aboriginal mythology and spirituality through oral storytelling and dance, which help to celebrate the gifts that nature has given them, like fire. The Biology is regarded as the Mongolian national dance and embodies the nomadic way of life. It is used to express the many diverse customs, traditions, spiritual practices, and emotions of many different groups throughout Mongolia. In the Biology dance, the hand, shoulder, and leg movements are an expression of the Mongolian lifestyle.
diable va manger. Si ou pas dodo, dodo titi, cap nakala, dodo titi, dodo, ti petite maman, maman ou pas là, la rivière. Si ou pas dodo, diable va manger. Si ou pas dodo, diable va manger. Dodo titi, cap nakala, dodo titi.
We represent the country of Venezuela, and the joropo is their most popular cultural dance, which we will be performing for you. This dance has colonial roots and was the dance of peasants. Later, it was named the National Dance of Venezuela in 1882, showing how important this dance is to the country's cultural identity. As you will see in here, this dance is influenced by the global music of South America, Africa, and Europe. Many joropo songs use maracas, a mandolin, a harp, and a Venezuelan guitar with 4 strings called a cuatro. It is usually performed by 2 people holding each other using hand turns, feet movements, and waltz turns. We hope you enjoy our performance.
The merlion is the national symbol of Singapore. Here is one story of how it came to be. Long ago, there was a prince from Malay. He had many treasures and a beautiful crown. He sailed to find adventure. While sailing, the boat was caught in a terrible storm.
The prince saw a sea monster swimming dangerously close to the boat.
One of the crew members told the prince that the gods of the sea were angry with them for trespassing in their waters. The only way that they would make it through would be to make a sacrifice.
The prince took off his jeweled crown and threw it into the ocean. When his crown hit the water, the storm stopped and the sea monster disappeared.
And when the storm clouds cleared, the prince and his crew saw a beautiful island and an animal they'd never seen before, a lion.
The prince was mesmerized. He thought that if an animal as beautiful as a lion could call that island home, it must be a very special place.
The prince decided to call the land Singapura, or Lion City. There's never been a lion in Singapore since, except for in the zoo.
But that's just one story of the merlion. Here's how the merlion got its national status. Back in the 1960s, Singapore was changing. It was no longer a British colony, and Singapore was trying to rediscover its national identity.
A designer created the merlion to help Singapore create its new identity. It became a national symbol of pride.
The fishy tail represents Singapore's beginnings as a fishing village. Singapore used to be called Temasek, which comes from the Malaysian word Tasek, meaning lake. The lion head represents Singapura, or Lion City.
Today, the merlion has a home in Merlion Park. The merlion statue stands 8 meters tall and faces east, which is believed to bring prosperity.
Thank you so much for all those performances. We appreciate the hard work you put into those. To introduce the Secretary General's Choice Resolution debate, here are your Secretaries General, Oliver, Felix, and Azita.
During the assembly, you all had the chance to walk in someone else's shoes, and you sought to understand those who think differently, seeing the world from their perspective in debate. In many cases, the debate is likely to change if we drop our country affiliations and debate as we are, by the country we personally identify with.
Some of us have always been, and some of us may be new to this country, but as of right now, we all have the opportunity to work to make our world better from where we stand. Regardless of which school you attend, for this debate, we will all be representing the United States of America.
Debate on the Secretary General's Choice Resolution will be led by Ava Martin with Ella Ray clerking for her. Let's get started.
As your president of the UN General Assembly, I will be serving as the chair for the General Assembly debate, and Ella Ray will be my clerk. I'd like to remind ambassadors of a few items before we begin debate. This Zoom meeting is recorded and it's being live streamed, so please monitor what's being said and or done while on the screen or in the chat box. We're going to be selecting speakers that gave submissions to the GA debate speaking form. If you're selected to speak, you will be promoted as a panelist. Please keep your sound and video off until prompted by Y staff to turn your video on. After speaking, immediately turn your video and sound back off. To vote in General Assembly, the chair will ask those who are voting yes for this resolution to raise their hand using the hand raise function. Those votes will be counted and the chair will ask ambassadors to lower hands. I will then ask for those voting no on the resolution to raise their hands, and those votes will be counted. For this debate, we are voting as individuals representing our own personal ideas. So you will each get the opportunity to vote. We will not be voting by country. Please do not use the chat box for anything other than necessary information regarding the debate. We will use the chat to send necessary links you may need. If you use the chat out of order, you may be asked to leave the room, so don't. Before we begin debate, just a couple of reminders for parliamentary procedure. Yielding is allowed during General Assembly debate only. If you're selected to speak, please remember to state that you are yielding the remainder of your time if you wish to do so. Keep in mind the 4 core values of the Y: honesty, caring, respect, and responsibility. Everybody gets to submit a vote for the debate of this resolution. And remember, we are debating from the American perspective. The clerk will now read the title of the resolution.
Resolution number 25 from Singapore Villa Mandana, an act to restrict fossil fuel spending.
The resolution sponsors will have 3 minutes to divide between their opening and closing statements. You may begin when ready.
Ksenia Miller, Addie Grabowski, and Maddie Carroll, representing Singapore from Villa Madonna Academy. Imagine losing your home, your neighborhood. Your city is flooded with water, never receding. This is what rising sea levels do. Many countries will suffer from this in the near future. Our country, Singapore, is at high risk. Japan, the Philippines, China, and India will suffer from this. Even parts of the United States, such as New York and Miami, will be strongly impacted by the rising sea levels. This happens because of glaciers melting in dangerous countries near water, especially ones near or on the equator. Melting glaciers are caused by global warming. The United Nations is working to fight global warming, but there is one area in which we are failing.
The Green Climate Fund donates money to developing countries. They do donate money to causes that counter climate change, but they also donate money to fossil fuel related projects which create more climate change. The money that the Green Climate Fund is donating should go into causes that help reduce climate change, not create it. Our solution is to ban the Green Climate Fund from donating money to fossil fuel related projects. This solution will cost no money while reducing climate change and helping our environment. A vote for this resolution is a vote for saving the lives of people living on the equator, saving hundreds of homes, and reducing the amount of climate change. Voting for this resolution is voting for a real green climate for the world.
Seeing as the sponsors used 1 minute and 20 seconds for their opening statement, they will have 1 minute and 40 seconds for their closing. We will now have a 30-second caucus. You can use this caucus to review the resolution in the resolution book or communicate with your ambassadors about the resolution. Speakers for non-debatable technical questions, testimonies, and pro-con speeches will now be promoted as panelists. Please keep your cameras and sound off until asked to turn them on. Okay, the time for caucus has now elapsed, and it's now time for 2 minutes of non-debatable technical questions. Our first student speakers will be prompted to turn their video on to give a speech, and non-debatable technical questions must be answered with a yes, no, or fact-based answer. Our first non-debatable technical questions from the General Assembly comes from Molly Curran. You're muted if you're talking.
Sorry, I can't hear you.
It seems that Molly may be having some technical difficulties, so we will come back to her. Our next non-debatable technical question will come from Olivia Higgins.
Olivia Higgins, representing Emerson County Middle School. Olivia Higgins, representing Emerson County Middle School, representing the Maldives. If you were to stop fossil fuel funding, how would you keep the economy running steadily?
So it's not getting rid of fossil fuel projects, it's just banning the Green Climate Fund from donating money to it, so it's not getting rid of them completely.
Okay, our next non-debatable technical question is coming from Naomi Fields.
Naomi Fields, representing Louisville Collegiate, representing the United States. So this definitely would not affect your economy. And when does the resolution come into action?
No, and this bill will go into action upon being passed.
Okay, and if she, never mind. Okay, we will now move on to pro-con debate. Seeing as the resolution sponsor's opening was taken as a speech in favor, it is now time for a speech in opposition. From Libby Townsend, you may begin when ready.
Okay, fellow ambassadors, I strongly urge you not to vote in favor of this bill.
Please introduce yourself.
that this will not completely defund the fossil fuel projects. Without the Green Climate Fund supplying donations to this could still cause the funding to go under and without jobs among these fossil projects, leading to the economy being ruined. I yield my time.
Thank you. Seeing as that was an opposition speech, it is now time for a speech in favor from Ella Dallenbach. I'm sorry if I mispronounced that. You will have 1 minute. Please introduce yourself and you may begin when ready.
Ella Dallenbach, representing Venezuela, St. Albert the Great School. My fellow ambassadors, I urge you to vote for this resolution. We need to keep our environment safe and healthy and prevent funding of fossil fuel projects. If we don't, 600 million people living on low-lying coastal lines could lose their homes. We need to only fund clean energy products and climate change mitigation projects to combat climate change. Thank you.
Seeing as that was a speech in favor, it is now time for a speech in opposition from Walker Delaney. You have 1 minute. You may begin when ready.
I urge you not to vote for this resolution because if we cut 6% of carbon emissions each year for a decade, which you said in your resolution, the United States alone produces 5.1 billion tons of carbon dioxide. 6% of that is 306,000 tons. That is a great number, but think of what that will do to the economy. If that happens, companies will have to get rid of 6% of the carbon producing factories, which is what gives our economy so many products. We also have to do that for a decade. And at 60,000, which is 3,060,000 tons, and businesses will have to get rid of 60% of their factories. How will the companies recover and replace the factories in something that is so eco-friendly? And remember that not only the United States it's the whole world that has to do this. The UN can't afford to replace all of that. Also, Singapore uses fossil fuels 95% of the time for power. So it will be especially hard for them to switch. Thank you.
Seeing as that was a speech in opposition, it is now time for a speech in favor from Sophia Staples.
Sophia Staples representing Ireland and Winburn Middle School. Fellow ambassadors, global warming is one of the biggest crises our world faces right now. And unless we start to combat it, we may not be able to call this our world for much longer. Passing this resolution would not only help the fight against climate change, but reduce the number of harmful pollutants in our air, effectively helping to benefit the health of our fellow citizens, our friends, and our family. Ultimately, if you're in opposition of this resolution, you're in opposition of not only the well-being, but the future of our people and our planet. With that, I urge all of you to vote in favor of this resolution.
Seeing as that was a speech in favor, it is now time for a speech in opposition from Olivia Madison. You may begin when ready. Please introduce yourself.
Olivia Madison, representing the Maldives, representing Edmonton County Middle School. Fellow ambassadors, I encourage you not to vote for this resolution. The economies of many UN member countries depend on the production, import, and export of fossil fuels. If the Green Climate Fund were to stop donations to such companies that produce fossil fuels, the economies of many of these countries would collapse. I yield my time.
Seeing as that was a speech in opposition, we will now have a speech in favor from Lincoln Kresmian. You may begin when ready.
I'm Lincoln Kresman, representing Northville Middle School, representing Finland or United States, as you say. Big oil and coal companies are making billions of dollars from the use of fossil fuels as we speak. We can no longer support the funding of these multi-billion-dollar companies taking advantage of our environment. In 2019, the United States alone emitted 5.1 billion metric tons of greenhouse gases into our Earth's atmosphere. Though many countries are major producers of fossil fuels, the UN can introduce and invest in renewable energy to compensate for the jobs lost in a hopeful transition away from fossil fuels in those countries. We as ambassadors must think of the future generations and ask ourselves, are we doing the right thing? The production, sponsoring, and investment of these big oil and coal companies is disgusting and shameful. Please vote for this resolution not only to protect this generation, but the next. Thank you, and I yield my time.
Seeing as that was our final speech in favor, it is now time for our final speech in opposition from Bailey Marks. You will have 1 minute and you may begin when ready.
Bailey Marks, representing Oldham County Middle School in Ethiopia, or as you want me to say for now, the United States. Fellow delegates, I strongly urge you guys to vote against this bill, for it could cause a deep economy crash if you were to defund fossil fuels like this. And also some people in America, a lot of them, I have a friend who her father works in coal mining, they would probably eventually have to lose their jobs, and that could cause even more chaos to happen within the United States.
The chair calls previous question. The sponsors will have 1 minute and 40 seconds for their closing. You may begin when ready.
Thank you for all those pros, but to address some of the cons. Jobs will be replaced by green jobs, and the economy will not be affected. The US can also do what it wants. This money goes to developing countries. We are developing countries. We are also not getting rid of fossil fuels. We are asking this fund to donate money the way it was designed. We ask the Green Climate Fund to use their money for the green projects. The resolution can help many people in our environment while wasting no money. We should take advantage of this amazing opportunity before it is too late. A vote for this resolution is a vote for a cleaner climate.
A vote for this resolution is a vote for the lives of millions of people.
A vote for this resolution is a vote for a brighter future.
So vote
for
our resolution.
It is time to vote on resolution number 25. Everybody may vote on this resolution. All those in favor, please raise your hands using the hand raise function. Please leave your hands raised until I've asked you to lower them. Okay. You may lower your hands. All those opposed, please now raise your hands. Please leave your hands raised until I ask you to lower them. You may lower your hands. It is the decision of the chair that resolution number 25 has been passed, and it has. Please give spirit fingers to the resolution sponsors for their hard work.
Thank you all for that great last round of debate in the GA. And congratulations to the sponsors. Now to kick off rewards, here's YStaff, or awards, I guess.
Yes, awards are rewards if you think about it for hard work. So congratulations to those resolution sponsors. That was a lively debate. And thank you to everyone. That concludes debate at this conference. So hopefully you all walked away from this conference having learned something new about the world, maybe expanded your perspective, maybe developed some new passions. So we close out this conference with an awards ceremony. We know the amount of hard work that goes into preparing for KUNA. Sponsors spend hours preparing the resolutions. Your officers practice parliamentary procedure until they can preside in their sleep, and ambassadors study the resolutions in their committee to show up prepared. Today, we want to celebrate all of this hard work. The first thing you need to know about a KUNA award ceremony is that this is by no means a quiet and serious moment. If we were in person, we would require you to come up and receive an award, running and screaming up to the stage, arms a-flailing. I shall demonstrate. Okay, maybe not my best, but you get the gist. It's an exciting time. Now, that's obviously not an option here. We're in a virtual space, but we certainly encourage you to react just as enthusiastically from behind your computer, wherever you are, should your name be called. So to get this award ceremony started with our outstanding ambassadors, here are your secretaries general.
Our first recognition goes to our outstanding ambassadors who have been nominated by their advisors for amplifying the WISE four core values, an outstanding commitment during their school preparations and at KUNA.
These students contributed significantly to making things possible for their delegations and being great leaders here during the conference. We all give 2 claps for the following delegate, which I will not make you do, as their name is called, and you're all welcome to join in the celebration.
All right, just a fair warning, I'm probably going to butcher your name. I apologize in advance. I'm doing my best here. So without further ado, this year's outstanding delegates are as follows. From Farnsley Middle School, Mitchell Smith. From Oldham County Middle School, Caroline Zimlick. From Scott County Middle School, Rhett Doninger. From Auburn Elementary School, Lydia Owens. From Holy Spirit Elementary School, Jack Duthie, one or the other. From Christ the King Elementary School, Mark Phillips. From Edmondson County Middle School, Olivia Higgins. From Elkhorn Middle School, Shrinindi Balaji. I'm trying here. All right. From Community Montessori School, Shay Camius. From Anchorage Public Elementary School, Sarah Carpenter. From McNabb Middle School, Emma Combs. From Owensboro Catholic Middle School, Elizabeth Ray. From St. Andrew Academy Middle School, Abby Konchak. From Capital Day School, Ethne Fleming. From Villa Madonna Academy Elementary School, Ryan McLagan. From Holy Trinity Parish School, Kendall Wintergerst Weston. From Molenberg South Middle School, Brooklyn Butler. From Henderson County North Middle School, Allie Reed. From St. Albert the Great School, Max Corbett. From Sayers School Middle School, Charlotte Harris. From Good Shepherd Elementary School, Daisy Barrett. From Mazik Middle School, Wes Cameron. From North Oldham Middle School, Mariam El Ahmed. From Beechwood Middle School, Alejandra Villalva, probably. From Louisville Collegiate Middle School, Cyrus Coleman. Yeah, sure. Guys, sorry that if I butchered your names. I'm not trying here. All right, so next up, we have your Security Council presidents to announce outstanding speakers.
Sorry, just got a call. The next award goes to our outstanding speakers. When these delegates spoke, which was often, they also made insightful comments that were well received by others.
These delegates also behaved in a manner that exemplified the WISE core values. We'll all give each award winner 2 big claps as each name is called. Remember to scream and holler at your computer.
All right. Again, in advance, I'm probably gonna mess up the names. I know the feeling too. but hopefully you can forgive me. All right, let's do this. So this year's outstanding speakers are from Sarah Middle School, Fiona Lee. From Scott County Middle School, Jackson Brewer. From Holy Trinity Parish School, Lydia Morgan. From North Oldham Middle School, Ashwin Kupala. From No Middle School, Avery Tandy. From Scott County Middle School, Peter Wagner. From St. Andrew Academy Middle School, Santiago Govea. From No Middle School, Claire Lowry. From Anchorage Public Elementary School, Alexis Loveless. From St. Albert the Great School, Alyssa Deichman. From Holy Trinity Parish School, Ava Emberson. From No Middle School, Chloe Grumling. From Louisville Collegiate Middle School, Eleanor Cantrell. From McNabb Middle School, Katie Allison. From Muhlenberg South Middle School, Landon Newman. From Louisville Collegiate Middle School, Lillian Chung. From Good Shepherd Elementary School, I think, Molly Rupinen. From Louisville Collegiate Middle School, Naomi Fields. And last but not least, from Henderson County North Middle School, Nicholas Hill. One more round of applause for all our outstanding speakers. And now to announce the resolution awards. Here are your patungas.
Being a resolution sponsor can be a daunting task, but it's also rewarding. You get to explain your passions to your peers and influence them to vote for your resolution. Let's give it up one more time for our resolution sponsors. Resolutions passed in voting committees are considered passed by the conference and thus resolved by the Kentucky United Nations Assembly. Some resolutions are endorsed by the Secretary General as part of their platform. One more time, they are Resolution number 30 from Oldham County Middle School, representing Ethiopia. Resolution number 25 from Villa Mandana Academy, representing Singapore. Resolution number 15 from Auburn Elementary School, representing Jamaica. Resolution number 13 from Zeke Middle School, representing India. Resolution number 22 from Louisville Collegiate Middle School, representing the Republic of Korea. Resolution number 9 from No Middle School, representing France. Resolution number 1 from Scott County Middle School, representing Australia. Resolution number 12 from Community Montessori School, Resolution number 12 from Community Montessori School, representing Haiti. Resolution number 29 from St. Albert the Great School, representing Venezuela. Resolution number 18 from Scott County Middle School, representing Mongolia. Resolution number 19 from Zeke Middle School, representing Morocco. Resolution number 7 from Capital Day School, representing Fiji. Resolution number 8 from North Oldham Middle School, representing Finland. Resolution number 17 from Zeke Middle School, representing Luxembourg. Resolution number 14 from No Middle School, representing Italy. Resolution number 3 from Beechwood Middle School, representing Belgium. And last but not least, resolution number 26 from Anchorage Public Elementary School, representing South Africa.
The school's choice resolutions are chosen by the school to be debated in General Assembly on the basis of high rankings and importance to the global community. The school's choice resolutions heard in General Assembly are Resolution number 22, Louisville Collegiate Middle School, representing the Republic of Korea, and Resolution number 7, Capital Day School, representing Fiji. The Secretary General's choice resolution is chosen by the Secretary General to be debated in the General Assembly on the basis of high rankings and importance to the global community. Earlier in this session, the General Assembly passed Resolution number 25, Villa Madonna Academy, representing Singapore. One more round of applause for those resolutions.
All right, guys. The Outstanding Resolution Award goes to the resolution sponsors of the most innovative, well-researched, and thought-provoking resolutions based on student ranking. The highest ranked resolution award goes to From St. Albert the Great School, representing Venezuela, resolution number 29, medical permits for disadvantaged countries that need vaccines. Let's give it up for resolution number 29, guys. And now, the Outstanding Resolution Packet Award goes to the school that had several resolutions highly ranked and most accurately reflected the values of the countries they were representing. Drumroll, please. Scott County Middle School. All right, guys, one more round of applause for all of our amazing resolution sponsors. And now to announce the Security Council Awards, here are your Security Council presidents.
While ambassadors are debating resolutions at committees and summits, the Security Council is debating international security issues behind closed doors. This elite program is for outstanding delegates who have shown the skill and passion to take on global issues at a higher level. This program is open to students with previous KUNA experience, so if you're interested for next year, let your advisor know.
There is no Security Council update that I'm aware of, so we'll go on to Jimmy.
The Outstanding Security Council Member Award goes to the Security Council member who not only embodies the WISE core values, but also showed an elevated level of preparation, articulation, powers of persuasion, and global awareness. Let's give it up for, drumroll, representing South Africa from Anchorage Public Elementary School, Braden Antle. One more round of applause for the Security Council winner. And now to announce the delegation awards, here's Y staff.
Thanks, y'all, for all those individual awards. Congratulations to those award winners. We now move to the full delegation awards. Our first award is Premier Delegation. This recognition is given to delegations that have exemplified the WISE core values throughout all their preparation and participation at KUNA. This includes adhering to all conference deadlines and requirements, outstanding student participation in chosen areas, and full delegation caucus participation. Please give 2 claps wherever you are, at home, at school, whatever, for each delegation as they are called. This year's premier delegations are Scott County Middle School, Louisville Collegiate Middle School, Community Montessori School, Anchorage Public Elementary, Owensboro Catholic Middle School, Oldham County Middle School, Edmondson County Middle School, Christ the King Elementary in Lexington, McNabb Middle School, Auburn Elementary, Holy Spirit Elementary, Farnsley Middle School, Elkhorn Middle School, St. Andrew Academy Middle School, Holy Trinity Parish School, Villa Madonna Academy, Capital Day School, Henderson County North Middle School, St. Albert the Great School, Beechwood Middle School, Good Shepherd Elementary, Mazik Middle School, Muhlenberg South Middle School, North Oldham Middle School, and Sayre School Middle School. Let's give a round of applause to all of our premier delegations. All right. Before we get into our 2 big awards, our final delegation awards, we talked about this a little bit during our grand stall time in this morning's General Assembly, but there is one more program coming up this year from the Y, and that is this summer. It is the Leadership Training Conference, or LTC. It's our summer character development conference. And unlike KUNA, LTC isn't about debating and the exchange of ideas. Instead, it's about learning about yourself, what values are important to you, and connecting with teens from across the state. If you've heard of Go For It, which is our winter version of this program, it's like that, but in the summertime in June, you will be taken through a transformative program written by a Y staff member that will help you get to know yourself better so you can go back and be a better leader for your community. Now, we do provide financial aid. It would be the same as you got for KUNA, or possibly more if you request it. And you can learn more about LTC at kyymca.org/LTC. And hopefully, we'll see you this summer. All right, it is time to move on to our final two big awards, our delegation awards. These are the top dogs, though everyone really blew us away this conference, doing KUNA in a unique style this year. So first of all, our Outstanding Statesmanship Award means that all members of the delegation were speaking during debate and were making powerful, thoughtful, and intriguing comments. This school participated in every program area, and it was recognized by advisors and alumni as having a well put together team. In every instance, they represented the 4 core values of the Y: honesty, respect, responsibility, and caring. They were recognized by advisors of having the highest overall quality of contribution to debate. This year's Statesmanship Award goes to Holy Trinity Parish School. Finally, we move on to, yes, applause. Finally, we move on to our outstanding delegation. This is the top dog. This award goes to the delegation with the highest quality of participation, level of preparedness, and behavior, exemplifying the Y's 4 core values. This includes active participation in all possible program areas. The delegates and advisors exemplify the Y's 4 core values of honesty, caring, respect, and responsibility. The school also meets all conference requirements and had no major disciplinary issues. Above all, this is the delegation that really brought their all this conference. This year's Outstanding Delegation Award goes to Louisville Collegiate Middle School. Congratulations to all of our incredible delegates. Now, normally this is when we would do our Advisor Hall of Fame. It is no secret that the driving force behind KYA is your advisors. Their hard work, tireless efforts, dedication, and commitment allow for you as delegates to shine. This year, all of our advisors have gone above and beyond in their service to this program and to you, navigating unprecedented competitions to preserve this experience for each of you. For that, we cannot thank you all enough for what you do. We will resume our Advisor Hall of Fame inductions as soon as we can all meet in person again. For now, you're all VIPs in our eyes. And students, if you have not taken the time to thank your advisor for getting you here, for helping you prepare for this experience, you should, because we cannot have this conference without their hard work. They often volunteer time that they are not paid for outside of their regular jobs, which are incredibly busy, especially this year. So show them some love. We love our advisors. All right, so to give their closing remarks, please welcome your Secretaries General.
All right, guys, so as this conference comes to a close, I'm not going to bore you out with some drawn-out speech. This conference means a lot to me. I'm proud of all of you here. I'm proud of everyone who's participated. And those who've gone off script, you're all heroes in my eyes, okay? I'm so proud of what this conference has become and where it's headed. And I'm going to be confident in the hands we're going to leave it in. Thank you.
Okay, so unlike Oliver, I am going to drag this out because I don't want it to end. So Virtual KUNA 2021. I'm so proud of you guys. I can't believe you made it through this conference. To be honest, when I first heard KUNA was going to be virtual this year, I was devastated. And I still do wish I could look at all your faces in person. However, I was truly blown away by how well this conference went. I couldn't be luckier to have been one of your Secretary Generals. I'm sad to have to bring this to an end, but remember, you are all so talented and you can be the change in our world. Even though this conference was like none we've ever been to, you persevered and made it an unforgettable experience. I know that things this past year have been hard and were unexpected, but I'm so proud of you guys for getting through it. I'm not going to lie and say I was prepared and figured everything out with ease. I lost friends, my motivation, and was devastated. But being here with you all, despite it being virtual, has made me realize I wouldn't have changed a thing that happened if I could. We can't change the past, and we don't know what the future will hold. So if you're like me and are constantly hung up on past regrets and uncertain futures, remember to live in the moment. This conference went by faster than I could imagine. So fast that I didn't have time to stop and be grateful in that moment. Because it's small moments like speaking during a debate or even laughing over some stupid joke your friend made during fun time that are the ones that you will be looking back on and saying, man, I wish I could go back. So I'll stop rambling and end this with a thank you. Thank you for everything, KUNA 2021.
Now it's my turn to ramble on slightly less than Azita, because this truly has been an incredible conference. I mean, the online platform seemed kind of a bit of a stretch, and it required a lot of hard work to make it work. But it was really because of that hard work that led us to where we are today. This conference was difficult because it attracted just the best and brightest minds. And I feel like that's something we haven't seen here in a long time. Every year we get a lot of people that are really complacent in their roles, just doing nothing. This year we've kind of changed that. It's really brought just the people who are really excited and focused on working on all of these issues. It really has brought us the minds of the future. You guys are all of the people who are going to make changes in the world. And that's the type of change that, well, we can only really make together. Thank you all. Azita will now introduce the new presiding officer announcements.
Hold on. Okay, the presiding officers of this assembly have worked hard to make this KUNA a truly incredible experience, and I'm honored to have served with each and every one of them. Please join me in one final recognition for all this year's presiding officers.
But now our time is coming to an end. The time has come to pass the torch to a new group of officers. They're going to lead this program this coming year.
And now, announcing the first and newly elected KUNA presiding officers are our Security Council presidents, Jimmy, Catherine, and Shakri.
Oh man, of course I'll have to go first. All right. Hey, KUNA 2021. This is the last speech I will give before I'm no longer one of your Security Council presidents. I know you don't want to hear another long, sappy speech like I gave earlier, so I'll make this one as short as my nerdy little brain will allow. I'm conflicted right now. I'm happy, sad, excited, whatever, and this is how it always is. This is the day when you're happy that it happened, sad that it's ending, and excited to find out who won the positions for next year, or even a mix of all three. So to the upcoming POs, the best tip I can give to you or anyone for that matter is that you have friends here. Something may look bad to everyone, but I can assure you that those friends will be there for all of it. For the good, bad, sad, whatever moments you may have in life, they'll be there, especially your KUNA friends. So the TLDR of all my speeches, don't be afraid to be you. Whether you're nerdy, sporty, comedic is besides the point. All of you are crazy regardless, and that's KUNA for you. So to whoever's name is about to be read, be you, and remember, you have friends who will be there through all of it. So please welcome your 2022 KUNA Middle School 1 president, drumroll please, Charlotte Ruddick from Sayre School.
Hello, everyone. One second. Being a Security Council president this past year was truly a life-changing experience, one of which I'll never forget. My PO team and the Y staff are truly the best people I could have worked with, and I just want to thank them all for what they have done for me throughout the year. I want to thank Jim for making Security Council run smoothly, and Chakri and Jimmy for being the best fellow presidents I could ask for. I also want to thank the council for making the past few days some of the best in my life, which makes this moment kind of bittersweet. Nonetheless, I know that this council is going into great hands, and there is no doubt in my mind that this person will make next year's Security Council one to remember. So, from one Security Council president to the next, here's some advice for the upcoming year. Keep in touch and appreciate your PO team, because they'll be there with you side by side throughout the upcoming year. Make sure you read all emails so you don't miss a script for GA, just like I did. So get all in. Don't get so caught up in the role itself that you forget to enjoy the experience, because it's truly one of a kind. Finally, keep the confidence and passion you have today and carry it forth. You were elected by the council for a reason, for debate skills beyond your years, leadership that inspires, and your respect and validation you give towards others and their opinions. If you ever start to lose sight of that, and start doubting yourself, the stress gets too high, or you don't know how to write something, or you need anything at all, always know I'm only one call, email, text, DM, or snap away to remind you. I am proud to present your next KUNA Middle School 2 Security Council President from my hometown, Lily Rose from Scott County Middle School. Woo!
Hey, of course, I'm going to be the last one. All right. I'm going to keep it short, as this will also be my last speech, and sitting in front of your computer for several hours isn't that ideal, especially we've been doing this for the past year. But I will say this, it has been an amazing journey that we've embarked on. I went from nervous to happy as this conference went so well, but also a little sad as it now ended. But I'll be very proud for whoever takes on the reins for 2022. The biggest advice I could give you is that you have to listen more than you talk. Being Security Council President doesn't make you superior to anyone, as I said before, but it makes you accountable, and you have to listen to your PO team and advisors who bring more experience and skills that you simply might not possess. If you disagree with someone, listen and solve it together instead of creating conflict between the PO team. If you make a mistake, like I did when I was president, admit it and simply fix it with the rest of your team. You will be in charge of people you have not met, but your ambassadors elected you because they believe you can preside over such said ambassadors. So believe in yourself. My PO team, your advisors, and your PO team are there if you need any help. So you can simply text, call, DM, whatever. So don't hesitate to contact with us. But now let's get to it. Let's welcome your middle school KUNA 3 president of the Security Council in 2022. Your president is, drumroll please, Emma Combs from McNabb Middle School.
All right, so next up, to announce next year's Batongas, here's Ella Ray, Connor, and Ava.
If there's anything I've learned while serving as a presiding officer, it's how to work with a team, how to be a leader, and most importantly, how to be an advocate. Speaking your mind and talking about some of the world's most important issues might have been my favorite part of the job. Or maybe it was Zoom calls with my PO team, or even attending GFI and meeting so many new people. As a PO, you'll be able to grow as a person and even an advocate. And while the job does come with its many challenges, savor every second. It'll be over before you know it. My time is up and yours is just beginning. Now, I proudly pass my gavel to your new KUNA MS1 President of the United Nations General Assembly, Kennedy Clark from Muhlenberg County Middle School.
You guys, I don't know what to say. To be fair, I don't even think I would, even if I hadn't written it down beforehand. This position has been a dream come true for me, though truly it's only a stepping stone in my own path. Now, I can't believe it's over. I want to thank my huge but absolutely fantastic PO team for supporting me through this conference. They are now some of my best friends. I also want to thank everyone in our Y staff for being so awesome, supportive, and helpful to all of us. But finally, I want to thank you, all of you, for making this conference the best that it could possibly be. You are the future. To my successor for KUNA Middle School 2 next year, you will do great things with this position. I know that you will work to make next year's conference even better than this one. And if you need anything at all, always remember that I'm just one message away. It is with great honor that I present to you your KUNA Middle School 2 2022 President of the United Nations General Assembly, drumroll please, Braden Smith from Scott County Middle School.
back with charged headphones. Hopefully you guys can hear me. I wanted to start this off by saying that this is by far the most bittersweet speech I've ever written, and I cried multiple times while drafting it. Being a PO is one of the best experiences I've ever had in my life, and I will never forget the friends I've made and the lessons I've learned. Thank you so much to the Y staff for being so amazing and supportive, and thank you to all of my fellow POs for being people I know I can always count on. To the next president of the UN General Assembly, you got this. I know what it's like to campaign at a virtual conference, but I promise you, it will be the experience of a lifetime. You were able to roll with the punches thrown by coronavirus, so you can do anything now, obviously. I know that you've worked hard, and now it will finally pay off. I wholeheartedly believe that you are going to rock this. You have prepared to handle this responsibility, and KUNA has spoken. They want you. We all believe in you. I'm honored to pass on my position to you, and if you ever need something, please reach out to me and I'll be here for you. So, I will end the agony for one person. Without further ado, your 2022 Middle School 3 President of the UN General Assembly is Pal Patel from Mazik Middle School.
And finally, to help me announce next year's Secretaries General, here is Felix and Oliver.
All right, so by now you guys know I'm not a fan of long drawn out speeches, so I'll try and keep this short. KUNA on a virtual platform isn't what we initially wanted, but it's what we got, and I'm so happy that we made it what it is. I won't be able to hand you a gavel this year, but I can give you some advice. As my successor, learn from my mistakes and build upon this conference as the presiding officers before you have. Keep an open mind, a level head, and don't be afraid to speak out or go off script. You really have me wishing I included a Taylor Swift quote, but remember that this conference isn't about you. It's about what you leave people with, how you inspire them. You'll do great things. So without further ado, your next Secretary General for Middle School 1 is, drum roll please, Quinn Holtzman from Villa Madonna Academy.
I can't believe I'm giving this speech. Just last year, I was listening to the Secretary General of my conference give this speech to me as I was sweating and shaking, crazy with anticipation, gripping onto the candidate's hand beside me to ease my nerves. Quite literally, since I can remember, I've dreamed of being Secretary General, and now I have the honor of passing on my position to you. You worked so incredibly hard for this position, and I could not be prouder. It may seem like such a big responsibility is overwhelming. However, I know you can handle it and will do so with ease. The only advice I have for you is to believe in yourself. You got this position by working hard, and you've proved to everyone that you are capable of doing whatever you put your mind to. I can already guarantee you will make next year's conference phenomenal. And if you ever need anything at all, please message me. And don't forget to message your advisors or Y staff because they will save your butt multiple times. I wish you the best of luck. So the 2022 MS2 Secretary General is Holden Bowles from Louisville Collegiate.
You know, I had a speech prepared for this, but I feel like given the situation, it's probably better just to say what I'm thinking. Obviously, whoever I'm speaking to right now, you know who you are. There's only one name that hasn't been said yet, and that's you. Well, you're listening to this, and that means that you were elected to be the Secretary General. I guess the first thing I just want to do is congratulate you. It takes a lot of hard work to make this happen, but really your work's only begun. The there's a lot you have to do to prepare, but knowing what you've gone through so far, I have no doubt in my mind that you can do this. As I'm sitting here passing the gavel to you, it's hard to think of something to say to you as advice, something to tell you. I guess really the only thing is to be confident and go forward. You were elected in this position for a reason. It's because you're good at talking to people, you're persuasive, and you really care about what's happening here. So just go forth with what you think is right, and more often than not, people are going to believe in you. I'm truly glad that I'm passing the gavel off to you. Every single person here helped make this an incredible conference, and it took a lot of work to get us here. But now that you're taking over, I think that the conferences are only going to get better. So, finally announcing your 2022 Middle School 3 Secretary General, Lainey Ledford from McNabb Middle School. Ambassadors, let's just have one last giant round of applause for all your newly elected KUNA presiding officers. You guys are going to do great.
All right, now I'd like to invite our new presiding officers to join the new Secretary General for the oath of office.
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I solemnly swear to exercise in all loyalty, discretion, and conscience the functions entrusted to me as a presiding officer of the Kentucky United Nations Assembly, to discharge these functions and regulate my conduct with the interests of the Kentucky United Nations Assembly only in view, and not to seek or accept instructions in regard to the performance of my duties from any government or other authority external to the organization.
Congratulations. We're so excited to have all of you guys on board.
All right, so the new presiding officers, please check the chat box for important instructions from Rihanna to join a welcome meeting immediately after this session.
And now finally, for the last time, I'd like to invite my fellow outgoing presiding officers to join me at the virtual podium for one last time. Is there a motion to adjourn this session of the Kentucky United Nations Assembly?
Is there a second?
No.
No. Don't do it. No.
All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 All those opposed, please signify by saying nay.
Nay. Nay.
We're just awaiting the inevitable.
It is the decision of the chair that the motion carries. This session of the Kentucky United Nations Assembly is now adjourned.
Oh man.
That's so depressing.
Oh, why did I cry?
I got close.
How come none of us cried? What is wrong with us?
I'm too numb.
Lots of things.
All said we were gonna cry.
Yeah. The whole
I'm
group.
on the verge.
Like,
I'm close.
Guys,
I mean, we did it.
I don't know how I'm pulling through right now. I'm going to be perfectly honest with you guys.
Tonight.
I'm probably gonna cry.
Yeah, I'll cry after this. It's fine.
Yeah, I'll probably cry tonight. Like when I'm
not sad.
Yeah, I'm gonna save face.
Wait, guys, what if we just like
Guys, are we going to make Ricky kick us out of the meeting?
We have to go to that other
We're going to have to join the closing session.
Presiding officers.
Oh, we have to.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'll see you guys
Alright.
there. This has been
See ya.
awesome, everybody.
Bye, everyone.
Thanks for everything, people.
We still have Discord servers. So not all
Yeah,
gone.
we'll still talk on Discord.
Yeah.
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 See you guys. Thank you for making this KUNA awesome.
That's great.